What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending what time zone you're in, it's Monday night or Tuesday morning, and y'all know what I say every Tuesday morning. Finish a sentence. Just be happy it's not a Monday. Y'all know I cannot stand a Monday. All right, y'all, I have a great show set up for you guys today. I have two lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Donald Trump skating on thin ice when it comes to Epstein. Today, he talked about Joe Biden never going to the Epstein Island and pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell. Also, Deion Sanders announces bladder removal due to cancer. In quick news, we're going to talk Michael Ward, Michael Rapaport, Hulk Hogan, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, Ice Cube, Angel Reese, Ja Rule, 50 Cent, Buju Banton, Beyoncé, Oprah, Al Sharpton, Slim Thug, Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson, Who's the Finest, and Onijah Robinson. All right, we got a jam-packed show with quick news. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. I'm in a good mood today. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Donald Trump under fire for offering Ghislaine Maxwell an immunity deal. Many are saying so she doesn't mention his name in her testimony. All right, I'm going to backtrack a little. I accidentally forgot to put this in yesterday's episode, and this story actually came out on Friday. So I'm going to do my due diligence, walk you guys through from Friday, Monday, and today to make sure y'all are caught up, okay? This is what Trump said on Friday afternoon. Take a listen.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
it's something I haven't thought about. It's really something
recommended.
It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I haven't thought about. It's my Trump impression. Okay, so that was Friday. That caused a whole big stir, and everybody's like, why is she granted? It's temporary immunity, by the way. And one of the other things that set people off is Trump sent his former personal lawyer down to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell, which is even adding to the problem. And we will get transcripts, but how can we trust one of Trump's former lawyer to go question her, talk to her, and know if he's going to leave in everything that they're talking about, right? This should be done by an independent, somebody who has nothing to do. Sorry, not an independent, I'm not talking politically, but just an independent outside office that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. That's something that we could trust and depend on. Anyways, so that was over the weekend. Now on, it's either Monday or Tuesday morning, this is what Trump started talking about Biden, because you know that he has to deflect. Anytime we start talking too much about him, he's got to throw in Obama, Biden, etc. Listen carefully to what he is saying now about Ghislaine Maxwell and the Epstein file. Listen carefully.
You have said that you have not been briefed on the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name?
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. You know, it's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this: those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government. They can easily put something in the files that's a phony.
Trump on the Epstein files. Those files were run by the worst scum on earth. All right. So you heard him referring to Obama and Biden. Also, in the beginning of that clip, I just wanted to remind you guys of something he said last week, where he said, oh, I don't even know. I wasn't even briefed on the Epstein files. Like, give me a break. We already caught him in that lie. Okay. Now, today, he's come out and said, I've never went to the island. I've never had the privilege. Donald Trump on going to Epstein's Island. Listen to this.
I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times.
All right, I'm sure somebody's going to fact check that soon and find out if for sure Trump was on the island or not. But to me, it's an irrelevant point if he's ever been on the island or not, because we know from last week that Donald Trump invited Jeffrey Epstein to his wedding. There's pictures, there's video. He was an invited guest. We also have confirmation from Jeffrey Epstein's brother that not only do Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein know each other and have been in the same similar spaces, they're boys. He said that. He's like, yo, they're close friends. Simple as that. So we know that now. But something somebody said today, I can't remember if it was on CNN or Fox, one of the two, but somebody actually brought up a really good point on the Democrat side, negative to the Democrat side. And this was the question. Donald Trump ran in 2016, president from 16 till 2020. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein was arrested 2019. So we've had files while Donald Trump was in a president. 2020, Joe Biden became president. Donald Trump could have exposed the Jeffrey Epstein files then. He didn't. But then from 2020 to 2024, when Joe Biden was the president and Joe Biden was running against Trump for a second time in 2024, why didn't he expose why Donald Trump was in the Jeffrey Epstein files at that point? Especially at the point after the debate when it was over for Biden, when he messed up in the CNN debate, and before they brought in Kamala Harris. If there was something so damaging to Trump, why didn't they expose it then? It means one of two things. There is something that's really damaging towards Trump, but there could also be something very damaging towards the Democratic Party. And I say all of that to say, I actually don't think we're ever going to get the full files, because there's two branches of government that run this country, and that is the Democrats and the Republican, and they're both caught up in these files. So we are never going to see this. This is one of the reasons why I didn't even want to talk about this on Friday, because I know everybody thinks, oh, Ghislaine is going to this. Well, we're getting closer. I don't think that we're ever going to get anything, because the people who run the government, unfortunately, control these files, and they're all wrapped up in their friends, their homies, their this or there's no way to expose the file and not ruin and damage both parties. That's why I think that we're never going to get anything. Anyways, the last clip I have for you is like grand opening, grand closing. Donald Trump talking again about Ghislaine Maxwell and pardoning her. Take a listen to this. Trump leaves the door open on Ghislaine Maxwell's pardon. He said, I'm allowed to do it. Just like what he said Friday. We know you're allowed to do it, but are you going to do it? Listen to this.
Completely rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell when you ended. Is that something you would ever consider, and why?
Pardon for who?
For Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it.
See how he said nobody asked me about it? On Friday, he's like, well, I don't know anything about it. No, what, Maxwell? What is that? And then 2 days later, on a Tuesday, you're like, man, nobody asked me about that. Like, his lawyer down in Florida talking with her will never know what is said. And if Ghislaine has it her way, she will probably put enough pressure on Trump, saying that she's going to say something, that she has something against him. He might pardon her, and we're still never going to find out what is in those Jeffrey Epstein files, because there are too many people implemented in every single branch of government, and it will just literally just take down everybody. And I don't think anybody in the party is willing to do that, unless you have some like big whistleblower that's really ready to just like, yo, I'm ready to just blow this whole thing up. And I don't know. I don't see it happen, but I'll leave it up to you guys and let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Pray for Deion Sanders. He's reportedly battling a mysterious health condition. All right, this came out Sunday night, and then I'm going to follow up and let you know about the press conference that happened Monday afternoon. Pray for Deion Sanders' recovery. He's reportedly battling a mysterious health condition. Deion Sanders is set to hold a press conference with Colorado medical team tomorrow to let us know what happened. All right. I have that follow up. But like I said, I wanted to show you guys what he put out before. This was a video that came out Sunday night. Take a listen.
I don't know if I'm ready mentally, emotionally. Last night was tough. Yesterday was tough. Because I had to make a will.
Very sad. And then now Monday, this is what we heard. Deion Sanders and his medical team revealed he has been battling bladder cancer. Deion Sanders got emotional after revealing he is cured from cancer. You have no idea how good God has been to me.
We performed a full robot-assisted laparoscopic bladder removal and creation of a new bladder, and I am pleased to report that the results from the surgery are that he is cured from the cancer.
I'm able, I'm strong, I'm ready. I'm still probably about 12 pounds down. I'm going to get that right. I'm going to fill these overalls up like no other. I'm truly thankful that God is so good. God is so good. You have no idea. You have no idea.
Deion Sanders and his medical team held a press conference on Monday to share an update on his health. His medical team shared that after doing his yearly testing, it was discovered that he had a tumor on his bladder. The doctor spoke in detail about the procedure that was performed and said, "We proceeded with the removal of the bladder tumor. We removed the tumor. It was very high grade, invading through the bladder wall, not into the muscular layer, something we call high risk, non-invasive bladder cancer." Coach Prime decided to undergo bladder removal and the creation of a new bladder. I am pleased to report that the results of the surgery are that he is cured from cancer. We continue to hold Coach Prime health recovery in our prayers. So sad, of course, but good to know that he is quote unquote cancer free. For those of you who know about cancer, you're never fully free once you have it, but definitely great news for Deion Sanders. There has been video circulating around of Karuchi being in the hospital, supporting him. We told you guys that a couple of months ago that they were kind of like on the low dating. So shout out to Karuchi standing beside Deion. Y'all know that Karuchi and I have a little bit of a relationship. Her family is in Toronto, so we have parlayed a couple of times. So shout out to Karuchi, and I wish the best for Deion. I feel really for his boys, to be honest with you. Of course, obviously feel sorry for him too. But, his boys are literally just starting their football dreams and their careers, and carrying on Deion's legacy must be super hard to be dealing with this. But knowing the Sanders family, they are strong. His daughter is strong. Even the other boy who is not in football, they're a strong family, resilient, and Deion is the head of that family. So I know they will bounce back and be completely strong for this. So shout out to the Sanders family. Speedy recovery, and hope all is well. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Is she the victim? Girl on TikTok talks on her alleged experience with Micheal Ward. All right. Not sure if you guys are familiar with Micheal Ward, but if you guys are a fan of Top Boy, you know exactly who Micheal Ward is. Top Boy is a legendary street series on Netflix. It was kind of like a cult classic, and then Drake picked it up and brought it to Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And then it went crazy a couple of years ago, right? So if you're into streaming series like I am, it is kind of like Power, but UK, or BMF UK, and I love it. But one of the stars, Micheal Ward, I think a week or 2 weeks ago, was accused of being the London Diddy. And people are saying that this may be the girl involved in the case. Take a listen.
Like, how are you trying to push a girl that's conscious in a sprinter? And you're telling me that those guys aren't on some P. Diddy thing? And I saw this brother again, and he did it again. And you guys still want to defend him? Micheal tried to put me in, he shouted out in the streets, he said, yo, put this girl in a car, put her in a car. His friends literally are yes men, so they literally were carrying me to put me in a car, but I had dropped flat on the floor.
All right, I have some people looking into this case. Might have to book a flight and cover this in London, man. Anyways, I will keep you guys up to date on this. Follow up when we have more information on Michael Ward. Our second quick story. Michael Rapaport defends Hulk Hogan's name. We're not going to disrespect the Hulkster. Michael Rapaport says put some respect on Hulk Hogan's name after some of the deceased wrestler's controversial statements, including saying the N-word multiple times, resurfaced after his passing. Okay, I'm going to play you Michael Rapaport's video, and then I'm going to remind you guys what exactly Hulk Hogan said, and then we're going to talk about if this should be separated. That age-old question, should we separate the should we separate the character from the real person? Should we separate the art from the artist? Here's Michael Rapaport.
Hulk Hogan passes away. We're not going to disrespect the Hulkster. That's what we're not going to do. Is we're not going to be disrespecting Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. I don't care if he had some controversy outside of the ring. I don't care if he endorsed Donald Trump. We're talking about one of the most original characters in American popular culture history.
All right, I'm going to remind you guys now what Hulk Hogan said. He was talking about his daughter and her being with a black man. Hulk said, and I quote, I mean, I'd rather if she was going to F some N-word, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist. F-word, N-word. Okay. Then Hulkster put out this statement. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he says, 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. And then he continued on. Okay. So this is my question. Everybody always talks about separating the art from the artist. And I have been very adamant about having a very difficult time doing that, depending on what the person does. And I always bring up the example of R. Kelly. I'm a big R&B fan. Y'all know that already. I like reggae and then R&B and then hip hop. And if you are an R&B lover, you loved R. Kelly's music before you found out who he was. But I personally cannot listen to any more of R. Kelly's music because 9 times out of 10, it's love music, sex music, being with girls. And now knowing when he's singing and when he's in the booth, what's on his mind and who is on his mind. And that disgusts me. He's in jail for it. So I don't listen to any of R. Kelly's music. So to me, it's what they're doing and how their art plays in that. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's talk about Hulk Hogan. Now, the things that he said using the N-word about his daughter or whatever, no, when you look back at his wrestling career, those things don't join together like how R. Kelly joins together. But I still have a hard time separating it. And okay, yes, I feel bad for his family. Somebody passed away. I'm always going to have that feeling that you think of just anybody passing away. But beyond that, am I going to honor his legacy? Am I going to talk about how great he was? Or am I going to be like, oh yeah, Hulkster, he was this, he was that, knowing that he's racist, knowing that he said what he said, even though he apologized for it? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know. That's why I wanted to bring it up. This could have been a social discussion, but how do you guys feel about Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, the artist, Hulkamania? And people are saying, oh, there was a legendary character and it's so American and et cetera, et cetera. And I get all of that, but I just read you what he wrote, what he said. And it wasn't like, you know, in context where it could be taken as a joke or whatever. It was like the hard ER. And he even said, I guess we're all a little effing racist, you know? So hard to honor a legacy when somebody says something like that. And for me, I cannot separate the art from the artist. Just as my opinion. What do you guys think about it? Because people are still I think people are talking about this more than him actually passing away. But anyways, interested to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Ayra Starr's new deal allegedly bans her from dating for 5 years. All right, I told you guys about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's still bubbling up online, okay? Nigerian music star Ayra Starr is making major moves globally after signing a management deal with Roc Nation, the powerhouse label founded by Jay-Z. But while fans are celebrating her win, rumors surrounding the terms of her contract are raising eyebrows online. According to multiple online reports, the deal allegedly includes strict personal clauses, including one that bans her from having a boyfriend or becoming pregnant in the next 5 years. While neither Ayra or Roc Nation has confirmed these claims, the internet is buzzing with questions. Is fame worthy of sacrificing your freedom to love? Could this be the price of having a global music career?
The stipulations of this deal are crazy. One of the stipulations in her deal is that she is not allowed to have a boyfriend during the 5-year contract. She's also not allowed to choose collaborations without Roc Nation's approval, post anything on social media without permission, dress or speak publicly in ways that go against the label's image plan, whatever that means. She's also not allowed to start a family during the 5-year term.
I talked about this. I have seen a lot of music contracts. I haven't seen one that goes to the point where like you can't have a boyfriend. And we talk about this and is it fair? Men don't have these kind of stipulations. They don't have to, you don't have to worry about, men don't have to worry about getting pregnant or not getting pregnant. And I also made the example of, you couldn't do this in a regular 9-to-5 corporate job. You can have a woman sign on for 5 years or 10 years and be like, you can't have a boyfriend and you cannot get pregnant. It's crazy work. And I understand the music industry is different, but it's still a crazy contract to me. Is it worth not having a family whenever you want to? If you become accidentally pregnant and you cannot have the child unless you lose, or if you do, you lose your music contract. Think back to Lauryn Hill. I'm just going to tell you guys about that. Leave it there. But interested to know what you guys think about this and Jay-Z's contract. Our fourth quick story. With Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league. They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese, so I don't know if we can make her the same offer. All right, this was Ice Cube, and he was talking about the big three, and he was saying that he does not have $5 million to offer Angel Reese, like how we had Caitlin Clark. Now, a lot of people are talking about this, so actually, I have a clip. Here, take a listen.
Yeah, she's a great player. The thing with Caitlin Clark, it was just to unlock millions of dollars for the league because of her stardom, what our sponsors was telling us.
Right.
They didn't tell us the same thing about Angel Reese. So.
Now, y'all know I'm a big Angel Reese fan. Every time I get to promote her or push her brand, I do. But money is money. And if your sponsors are willing to say, hey, you get me Caitlin Clark, we'll give you $5 million to give her to bring her to the league, sponsor whatever, blah, blah. If his sponsors are like, no, we don't want to pay $5 for Angel. We don't think that she can attract that on her own. We can only offer you $1 or $2. You cannot blame Ice Cube for that. Now, some people are speculating that it's him making this decision. So that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But if it actually is just a sponsorship, then, you kind of got to have to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, Angel and Caitlin Clark together are a big draw, but is Angel Reese on her own without Caitlin a big enough draw to bring people in? I think so, personally, but my views don't represent all of America. So we shall see. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our fifth quick story. Not gonna lie, I'm screaming. Nothing like a grown man in shape with a smile that has a New York swag. All right, Ja Rule is kind of making headlines out there, and I do not shy away from reporting about men when their girls are looking hot and they're, the BBL conversations and all that stuff, I put it on here. So I have to be fair. When guys are out here doing their thing, I'll still report on it. All right. Anyways, Ja Rule is making viral, has a viral clip going around about his shirt off. I have the picture for you. Not playing the whole video. I have some restrictions. Anyways, the one thing that I wanted to say is between the beef with him and 50 Cent, and y'all know I'm Team 50 all day, I will say Ja Rule has 50 at least beat in one area as it stands right now, because I haven't seen 50 Cent with his shirt off in a long time. And the last time we saw him in that G-Unit tank top was like on Super Bowl, and people were comparing him to Bizarre from D12, and Bizarre is like 300 pounds. So Ja, at least in one section, has 50 Cent beat. He can still take his shirt off after all these years. Shout out to Ja Rule. Our sixth quick story. Buju Banton buys a private jet. Yo, shout out to my Jamaicans out there. Buju was in jail. When did he get out now? 5 or 6 years ago. The touring, the albums, my boy rebounded and bought a private jet. It seems as if Buju has purchased his own private aircraft. Every time I have to get to shout out Jamaicans, I will. So shout out to Buju. Our seventh quick story. Donald Trump alleges Beyoncé, Oprah, and Al Sharpton accepted illegal campaign funds from Democrats. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing because we all know what Trump is doing, trying to get us not talking about Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, but I'll just give you guys a little bit, all right? I'm looking at a large amount of money owed by the Democrats after the presidential election, and the fact that they admit to paying, probably illegally, $11 million to singer Beyoncé for an endorsement. She never sang, not even one note, and left the stage to a booing and angry audience. $3 million for expenses to Oprah, and $600,000 to very low-rated TV anchor Al Sharpton, a total lightweight, and others to be named, etc., etc., okay? They were all not allowed to pay for an endorsement. This is totally illegal to do so. So just give you some background. They're not paying for an endorsement. They're paying for Oprah's cameraman, they're renting the stage, or for Beyonce to travel and this, whatever, blah, blah. Now, is it indirectly paying for an endorsement? Yeah, but it's the same thing that Trump did with Hulk Hogan and people that showed up at his places, Kid Rock and all of that stuff. So just don't even get caught up on this if you hear this. It's Trump trying to deflect, and that's why I put it in quick news and nowhere else, all right? You get 1 minute, Trump. That's it. Our ninth quick story. Okay, I don't know why we have more guy talk going on. I don't know what's going on today, but I'll have to talk with the producers later. For those who don't know, that's a little joke because I'm in the room by myself. Anyways, producers in my office. This time for the ladies. Who is the finest one here? All right, this is actually something that's been going online. So like I said, I'll share it with you, guys and girls. Y'all can have your days. Let me have my days. Ladies, who you picking? Chris Brown, Odell Beckham, Dansum Idris, Michael B. Jordan, Jalen, or I don't even know who this guy. Who's Keith in the corner? Let's replace Keith with Trent out loud. All right. Okay. Like I said, I'm manly enough to admit when another guy's good looking. I do think Odell is a good looking man, but something about him, like if I was a girl, I'd just be like, no. Breezy, but I think Damson. Damson seems like, like he's about that life. Yeah. But I'm not a girl, so I wouldn't know who to pick. Anyways, shout out to Damson. That's my pick. Who are you guys picking? Hold on. Who's the finest one here? Sorry. I'm thinking about who's like a guy that I would want to hang out with. But technically, who's the finest? Odell Beckham. All right, done. Y'all ladies, please don't hold this against me, okay? I'm just trying to be fair. Ladies, who is the finest out of these 6 men? Our 10th quick story. I do not have no BBL, and I'm not getting one. I just gained a lot of weight. All right, y'all remember Onijah Robinson? She's letting folks know that she's not going to BBL after she posts a recent picture of her. This is the lady from New York that was in Pakistan. I forget her. What was that thing that made her go viral? Something like I need my money now, or remember she found like a Pakistani husband, and then his family was like, "Nah, you can't be out here." And then she's telling the government she needs $20,000. Yeah, that Onijah. Maybe I'll try to find a clip and put it in, but I'm sure you remember Onijah. Anyways, she's going back viral again, but not for trying to get money from the Pakistani government or anything else. Or she was also in Dubai too, and she's doing crazy stuff out there. Y'all remember her. Anyways, no BBL. Just, she's just naturally gifted back there when she puts on a little bit of weight. All right, you guys, this brings you to my favorite segment, comments of the day. All right, before my comments, you guys know I have a very important question that I ask you guys every day, and I want you guys to answer me, all right? Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone vulnerable to data breaches? Let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you're not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform, all right? If you guys are like me, use your cell phone, put your banking, credit card information, buying things on Amazon, your phone, your information is vulnerable, all right? So go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendoutloud for a free 14-day trial to see if any of your data has been exposed. And trust me, every single person that has ever signed up finds something, Aura finds something that has been exposed, and you can get it done for free. They can take it off the internet for you, all right? Let me give you some more information. If you've ever wondered how scammers get your cell phone or why your inbox is flooded with spam, here is why. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions of dollars to marketers, scammers, or even stalkers. Just to highlight something, a lot of people think like, oh, I don't buy things off of shady sites. No, there's legit sites that get your information, like this thing just said, and they sell it without any of your consent. Now, you can go to every single site that you've ever shopped at and said, hey, after I've shopped there and I don't use this account anymore, can you scrub and take this off? Who has time for that? Aura can do all of that for you and wipe everything off the net. They'll do it for free for 14 days to show you how great they are, okay? That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and outlouders. Aura takes care of the hard part for you, automatically removing your information off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like leaving your front door locked and your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if any of your credit cards or banking information have been leaked to any of these sites. You also get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have a US-based around-the-clock customer service, best customer service you've ever had to deal with. Trust me, I deal with them every day. Well, not every day, but often because we have meetings and talks and everything. They are amazing. And the great thing about Aura is they also have a $5 million identity theft package. If anything does go wrong, they can cover you with their insurance. So that is why they are the best in the market. And today, you can get a free 14-day trial. Like I said, see if any of your data has been exposed, and it always is. They can clean it up and take it off for you for free. It'll be up to you if you want to continue after that. It can be done for free for 14 days, all right? For those of you who are not familiar or have not been familiar or know about Aura, they used to be the jersey sponsor for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here is a picture of Ant Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, just showing you how big and major they are and official. You can't always trust everything out there, and I trust Aura, okay? Thank you to Aura for the sponsor. Now, let me get to the comments. Raider Girl 3741 says, North Cali up in here. What up, Cali? What up? Oh, this was West Side. What's the end side? Like North. Anyway, I don't know the sign for North Cali. North Cali, what up? Anthony could have been being funny, as this was a long time ago, 22 years ago, and things have changed drastically and continue to change. I think this younger generation is off the hook. Way too dramatic now. All right, I have seen a couple of people say this. A good friend of mine actually, well, not a good friend, but somebody texted me about this who actually knows Anthony, and he was like, yo, this is a joke. Now, I disagree. I think whether it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, you make this kind of joke and it's inappropriate at any time. 50 years ago, you're able to get away with those things. Today, you can't. However, it doesn't make it okay to say these things. And for those of you who don't know, there was a viral clip that we played, I think last Thursday or Friday, about Anthony Anderson making a comment to Lindsay Lohan when she was 17 years old about her and Raven Simone living and getting her own apartment. And Lindsay Lohan was like, hey, I'm 17. I'm not even legal. Like, don't make jokes about men. And he was like, hey, I like them young too, which is totally inappropriate. Now, he came out, I think we played a few yesterday, with a statement to, I think, NBC News saying, this was comedy. And if you guys keep talking about me, I'm going to start handing out defamation lawsuits. I think that was in poor taste, me personally. But hey, he could do whatever he wants. And if he feels like this is the way for him for people to stop talking about him, that's up to him. However, if it's 100 years ago or if it's yesterday, I don't think it's funny. Just my opinion. But I respect your comment, Raider girl. Now, Lanez, my homie from South Africa, says, I can't understand how Trent is single because every topic related to relationship, he hits the nail on the head. Lamies. Round of applause for Trent hitting the nail. Hitting the nail on the head when it comes to relationships. Now, why I'm single is a very, very, very long story. We'll definitely take some responsibility for it, but also there are reasons, most that are not my fault. But yeah, I could be maybe just a little bit picky. Maybe that's maybe one of the reasons. But I don't feel like I should ever settle. How about that? We'll get into it one day. Like my 100th episodes, I get like personal time with y'all. Maybe episode 600 we'll talk about why Trent is single. But yeah, definitely not settling and waiting for somebody that could match me. Not somebody who's perfect, somebody who's perfect for me. That's all I'll say. Anyways, thank you guys very much for the comments. Thank you, Aura, I didn't put up the QR code. Here is the QR code. Link below or the QR code. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring the comment section. Of course, thank you guys for commenting. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. All right, I should have put this up a little higher because it is newsworthy, but I'll let you guys know why I wanted to discuss this, all right? So my friend, legal analyst Megan McCuffin, broke this story today. So California Court of Appeal has finally scheduled oral arguments in Tory Lanez appeal of his 3 felony convictions and 10-year prison sentence for the Megan Thee Stallion incident. Monday, August the 18th at 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. The discussion is, I wonder, the person who bought me this for my birthday really had no idea I probably use it every day, but here is the question and the social discussion. Should I go out to LA and cover the Tory Lanez trial and have lives like I did in the Diddy courtroom? Let's go. Somebody DM'd me today and was like, oh my gosh, Trent, I miss your lives. And I answered her back and it was like, I let her know of something that I'm working on, that we are going to bring lives back, not only for court, but I do miss covering trials. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think you guys like it. Let me know. Today's social discussion is, should the Trent Out Loud show go down to LA and cover the oral arguments for Tory Lanez? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's discuss. All right, this brings us to question of the day. Who would win a 20-song versus battle? Beyoncé or Rihanna? All right, let me read to you before I start going off. Somebody says, quantity over quality. Rihanna, clearly. Okay. Somebody says, I can't even name 20 Rihanna songs, and I like her. Another person said, y'all don't know Rihanna has more number ones than Beyonce, and all of Riri's songs, number one, ain't even her best songs. Don't sleep. And I can't say their last line. Next one says, I'm sorry, I love Riri down, but she is not beating Beyonce. Love me some Rihanna, honestly, but Beyonce is on a different level. Every album eats. Rihanna is objectively a bigger hit maker. She has more international hits, and we can argue on the quality of the songs, but not the success. Ever since Beyonce became an album-oriented artist, she stopped looking forward to making hot singles and focused on crafting perfect bodies of work. She's accumulated awards while Rihanna accumulated radio hits. Okay. If her and Rihanna did a collab, it would be an honor. All right, let's see some of it. Somebody said Rihanna got 20 songs, question mark. Unpopular opinion, Riri. And somebody else said Beyonce's B-Day would destroy Rihanna alone. I don't even know what they mean by that. Oh, maybe she's saying Beyonce's birthday song. Anyways, let me get to this, okay? I love both. Actually, you know what? I'm going to reserve my comments for tomorrow. I'm going to look in the comment section and then I'll talk about it. I don't want to persuade anybody. But I will say this. Coming from a music lover, like you guys know, like I could have a podcast just on music alone, as in the music industry for over 10 years. It's one of my loves in the entertainment industry. Second being acting in movies, etc. I don't think we should only look at number ones, because I could show you some number one hit songs that are not good songs. A versus battle is two artists on stage performing their songs. That's the question. And just because something is a radio hit doesn't make it a great song. I'm talking about Rihanna. I'm talking about Beyonce on stage. Who is winning? Versus is about the culture. Who has culturally impact to feel it in your chest, in your body, in your soul? 20 songs. That alone should give you the answer on who I'm going for, but let me know in the comment section below. Are you team B or team Riri? Let me know. All right, this brings us to sports news. Trump is a liar and a cheat, even on the golf course. All right, this has been going crazy on all the golfing websites and blogs and all of that stuff. So I wanted to share it with you guys, for you guys who might not be in the golfing world. So Trump, as you know, is over in Scotland, and somebody caught him and his caddies cheating and dropping a ball. Now, for those of you who are not in the golf world, this is horrible. However, a lot of people cheat on the golf course, okay? Just trust me. I've been playing golf a long time, and I see it happen all the time. So much so, it's just normal for some people. Not making any excuses for it, but a lot of guys, it's like a prideful thing, and they're just, I was actually just playing with one of my high school friends the other day, just this past weekend, actually, and he takes this drive off the tee, and he'll muff his shot and be like, oh, I'm just going to take another one, and be like, oh, I parred the hole. I'm like, when you mess up your shot on the tee and you take another shot, it doesn't count as zero. That shot counts as 3, and then 4, and then 5. And then, so you should be scoring 7 or 8. And second of all, a muffed up ball 10 or 15 yards down the hole, you take that, you have a hard time getting even to a 6 or 7. So retaking a shot, even 2 or 3, could change your whole scorecard. So, at the end, he was like, yeah, I think I won the round. I was like, yeah, I think not, if you were keeping every score perfectly. Now, I love golf. I love I just love everything about golf. So for me, anywhere where my ball goes, I'm not retaking it. I'm hitting it. I'm not dropping a ball. I want to see my score at the end and judge myself based off of that. And people also say you could judge a person based on how they play golf, because it's super easy to cheat. You could just go and say you find your own ball all the time. It's not like another sport where football, you have referees and everybody is watching. Anyways, I've said enough. Here is Trump and his caddies helping him cheat. Take a listen. Just horrible. You having your caddies drop balls for you? Horrible. Anyways, let me know what you think. And of course, everyone's like, we're not surprised. Trump is cheating all the time. And if you cheat on the golf course, that's the thing. If you cheat on the golf course, they say you're more than likely to cheat in golf. And that is how some business people judge who they want to get in business with. And that's why a lot of people take and have business meetings on golf courses. You could tell a lot from someone's personality. Anyways, that's it for Trump. Hey, we got Trump in sports news. Yo, I'm good, huh? I can put Trump anywhere these days, yo. All right, y'all. That is a wrap for me. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. Had a great show. Had fun with you guys, as always. Thank you very much to Ayra for sponsoring the comment section, sponsoring the Trent Out Loud show. For those of you who missed it in the comment section, free 14 days, link below, QR code, sign up. If you've ever worried about any of your information being put out online, and if you shop online, unfortunately, information is out there. Ayra can scrub the internet for you, let you know where all the leaks have been done with your name, social security number, credit card, or whatever. They could take it all off the internet for you. They'll do it 14 days for free. Take advantage of it now. Sign up below. All right. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud show. For those of you who are used to watching on YouTube, if you're ever going on a flight or if you're ever going in the car, you don't have access to internet, have no fear. You do not have to miss the show because we're available on all podcast platforms. And on podcast platforms, you can download the show and take us with you. All right. Just put me in your purse or your back pocket. Just head on over to any podcast platform and type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. I say the same thing every day, and at least one time a day I mess it up. It is who I am, right? We're all humans. Now, vice versa, for those of you who are used to watching this show on podcast platforms, thank you so much for all your downloads and all the help and support. However, we want you to come over and hang out on YouTube, right? Because this is where the vibe is at, and this is where the Out Louders hang out. So head on over to YouTube and type in Trent Out Loud. 4 things that you're going to have to do when you come over here. You got to hit that subscribe button, and you got to hit the like button because we need to get the algorithming. Now, the third thing, and most importantly to me, is please try to leave a comment below. I do this podcast by myself every day, but I do it with you as well, too. And if I'm asking you questions and no one's answering me, then that's just not cool. And I like to be cool, all right? So try to comment, try to join in on the conversation. For those of you who don't want to join in on a conversation, totally understand, no problem. But just try to comment anyways. Let me know where you're listening from. This is a global podcast, and I love to see different areas, cities, and countries where people are listening to. So just try to comment and let me know where you're listening from. Lastly, 4th thing to do, please, if you're really enjoying the show, share it with your family, friends, and loved ones because it definitely helps in growing the channel. And that's what we're here to do. We appreciate y'all. Now, for those of you who want to follow me outside the show, I'm available on all social platforms. And it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm most active on Instagram. We also have an Instagram page, a blog page, The Trent Out Loud Show. You could follow us there. We put some stories out before the show and some stories after the show. It's just a way to kind of keep up with the show and let you guys know some of the things that we're going to talk about. We also put some videos that we cannot put on YouTube for copyright reasons. We'll put out the full video on the Instagram page. So follow us, The Trent Out Loud Show. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hump Day Wednesday is close approaching. And you know what it means after Hump Day Wednesday? It's Friday. Well, it's Thursday and then Friday. No other show will get you excited from Tuesday that the weekend is close. Only I could do that. That's how much I love the weekends. We just have to get through Monday. We get to Tuesday, and then the train starts picking up. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.